diversity of size in the dog world is, well, mammoth. That's why we could not resist introducing you to the world's smallest and largest dogs. Meet Giant George. This Great Dane is the tallest dog on record, standing 43 inches tall from his paw to his shoulder. That means he has to bend down to drink out of the kitchen sink.
He is a gentle giant. He is so well-mannered and just so easy to be with.
David Nasser and his wife brought George into their Tucson, Arizona home about 5 years ago when he was a mere 17-pound pup. He's grown quite a bit since then and now weighs almost 250 pounds, about 100 pounds more than the average Great Dane, and the same weight as the average professional football player.
We had no idea he was going to be that big.
He may be built like a linebacker, but George wouldn't hurt a fly. Unless, of course, it landed in his food bowl. George eats about 110 pounds of food a month. Not too much for a dog his size, but nevertheless a hefty portion. Plus, he can make quite a mess.
His number twos can be excessively large. Probably some of them can be as much as 4 pounds.
Save for the occasional walk, this hulking hound spends most of his time snoozing in his very own queen-sized bed. And like most giant breeds, George is devoted to his owners.
George is part of the family. I couldn't imagine life without him.
Is it good?
And then there's Boo Boo, the smallest living dog on record. This Chihuahua is about the size of one of George's paws. She's 4 inches tall, about the size of a coffee mug.
Oh, yes, I do love Boo Boo. I sure do.
At Lana Ellswick's home in Ashland, Kentucky, everything revolves around little baby Boo Boo.
Boo Boo's a little diva. Everything really kind of has to be her way.
Boo Boo was born about the size of Lana's thumb. Lana fed her with an eyedropper until she was big enough to bottle feed. Since then, Boo Boo has grown to about 4 inches tall and weighs a little less than 2 pounds. Smaller than the average guinea pig.
You want to bite?
Lana feeds Boo Boo a few morsels of food multiple times a day. And since she could swim in a regular dog bowl, Boo Boo drinks water from a plastic spoon.
You gotta get in here and we're gonna go take her out.
The only time Boo Boo leaves the house is in Lana's purse. She accompanies her owner all over town.
We can go into a restaurant, anywhere. She's been everywhere to eat. You're such a good girl.
Tiny Boo Boo and Giant George are two of the world's most unique canines, ranging in size from less than half a foot to a whopping 3.5 feet tall. And for the first time ever, the two are going to meet. Where? In New York City, where their record-breaking sizes were made official in the Guinness Book of World Records. But Giant George lives in Arizona and Boo Boo in Kentucky. How will they get to New York?
Are you ready to go bye-bye?
Traveling for Boo Boo is business as usual, even if the trip involves flying hundreds of miles.
Sharon's gonna carry her under my seat. She's a good traveler.
Giant George, on the other hand, doesn't quite fit in the overhead bin. He needs an entire row on the plane, quite a sight for other passengers.
One lady walked by and she said, "Are you serious?" That's the kind of reaction you get.
It's a media circus when the two arrive in Central Park. Reporters from far and wide have come to document the epic encounter.
This is truly a historic moment. The world's tallest dog meeting the world's shortest dog.
And at last, Boo Boo and Giant George are introduced. It goes pretty well, save for a bit of confusion.
He just sniffed Boo Boo a little bit. I think he was trying to figure out what is Boo Boo.
I don't think he knew what she was.
After all, it's hard to believe that these two are the same species. Regardless of their size, both dogs elicit the same amount of love from their owners.